Welcome back to another episode of DevTalks, where we talk about engineering and technology with your host Travian. We got a really special episode today, so I hope everybody sits in. Uh, it's really special because we have our first interview and first person on the podcast. It's very important to me, as I said. Like, I just want to include everything and like show myself and who I am and like parts of my interests and things like that. So I try to make everything kind of relevant to the podcast still, of course. And one of the major things that I wanted to talk about is streaming. It's something that I started to get into and making videos and like somewhat content and kind of coming out of my shell, especially with doing a podcast, for example, too. But I also want to show like who I also like, who provides me with entertainment and other things in life. So the first person that we're interviewing goes by TK. We're going to go into the interview a little bit after this, but streaming is very important, as I feel, in this engineering and technology world because all the major places and things are for entertainment are picking this up. And it's a whole new world and whole new systems. It comes with a whole bunch of different things going on. It changes a lot constantly. I remember being a kid and streaming was not big, it wasn't there, and now it's something that's growing endlessly, and it's really growing very fast, and it's gonna probably there's probably ways that it can impact the engineering world too. I've seen multiple different kinds of streamers and things of the sort. So as I said, this is very special. Like, subscribe, and share, comment, of course, and let's get right into this interview. All right, everybody, we back with another episode of Dev Talks. And as I said, we have a special guest today. Goes by TK. And just wanted to, so we just start off. He's like one of my favorite streamers and everything. Like, he's always helped me out and a whole bunch of other people out. And we're just gonna start off with him just introducing himself and like what he likes to do and things like that, and how he really got into streaming. If you want to take that away to start.
All right, what's going on, man? ScumTk. You know me as a bunch of names, but ScumTk is how you can find me on all socials. Yeah, I stream everything from video games to IRL stuff to basketball to reaction videos, and I just love making people feel better about themselves and giving wisdom to those who coming up who might be in the same position that I was when I first started streaming. So that's really why I started streaming for real. And then on top of that, I just love the ability to be able to meet so many new people from all walks of life and just have a conversation with them when I can. So that's part of the reason why I stream, is to get out there more and learn more about the world and those people in it, how they live their lives.
So, how long have you been streaming for?
I'd say I've been streaming full time, like as a job, for like 3 years now. But I've been on Twitch since like 2015. So I was a viewer at first. I started off watching Twitch, watching like Destiny streams, the game, or like Dead by Daylight streamers, just on some cool vibey shit. And then in 2020, I started streaming because of the pandemic, and it kind of took off from there.
Okay, okay. So you basically built this whole thing, and as it in your name, you have scum in front of it. So what exactly is scum?
So Scum to me is a collective of individuals who feel like no matter how far or wide they go, they feel like there's nobody who ever really gets them. So Scum stands for society can't understand me. And I felt like that to me, because like growing up, I was always like involved, but I was never fully involved with shit. So like I played basketball, but I was never one of like the starters or anything. I was just on the team and I was around them, but I never was like the guy or like one of the guys that like you'd be like, okay, yeah, he's like I was like a side character. As fucking crazy as that sounds.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
like throughout my whole life, I always felt like kind of like the guy that was on the inside, but was on the outskirts of the like inner circle type shit. So I've always felt like there's always been people like that be around, but don't really be around. And they felt like nobody ever fucks with them for real. Or they felt like they were just included because of who they known. You feel me? So I felt like that part of it is like society can't really understand me in a sense of like they don't get who I really am, and they don't get the shine that I have or the ability that I have to like shine in front of others. Because you know what I mean, for a lot of times people like they block their shine or their light to let other people shine. And Scum to me is like an opportunity for people to be like, yo, nah, let me shine. Let me show the world who I am instead of, hindering myself. So that's what Scum is to me.
Okay, okay. I could definitely relate to that, and I'm sure a lot of your viewers can, especially being around and hearing like what everybody talks about and how we get into that. Because even myself, I know being in high school or whatever and playing football, but eventually I did get to be able to start and stuff. But like, just you always feel like you're not exactly the main part of whatever like category or task that you're doing or sport or club or things like that. And I feel that everybody who is a part of, at least in your streams and listening all the time, feels about the same way. I don't know if I don't think I've ever told you this, but so how I found you was originally through Rage. Rage, your friend Josh, and I started off watching him and stuff, and when he played a game with you, I like just based off your vibe and everything, I instantly went over to your stream. I noticed the community was a lot smaller and stuff, but like after being there for like a good month, I was like, yeah, this is like probably home for me. And like I've stuck with it first. You're also the first streamer I ever like subscribed to or even gifted stuff to and things, and like really felt like a place where you like people like us or anything really can fit in there and pretty much call it home as you say, or somewhat build a community. And that leads
I
into my
appreciate
next
that.
that leads into my next thing, because I was going to ask if you felt like you built some type of community, and how do you think that community resembles yourself or your streams and the viewers and other subscribers in it.
I feel like I have a community. We're small. I'm not as large as other communities, but I feel like my community rides for me in a sense of like there's a lot of genuine love in my community and a lot of genuine relationships that I've built with people that I've encountered through streaming, especially in my community that I met from like DreamCon and stuff. And that really resonated with me for the first time when I did go to DreamCon. Because before that, that DreamCon was like my first essence, like stepping out into the public light as ScumTk for real, for real. So when I went out there and I saw people come up to me like, "Yo, TK, can I get a picture?" That was like crazy to me, and it like changed the way I viewed this community stuff and just like my effect on people for real. Because at first, like I know I'm a streamer, but a lot of times I've always looked at it as like, yeah, they watch me, but do they really like mess with me the way they say they do? But when I got to DreamCon and I met so many people that ran up to me and told me that my streams helped them through tough times, or that my streams helped them feel a certain way about something, or I've passed wisdom and knowledge that helped them change for the better, it made my day completely. So as far as community, I feel like we have a great community building. We're going to continue to build, get bigger, and grow. And I just pray that everybody who's part of the community continues to be the very best version of themselves and continues to support me for me and the things that I like to do, and enjoy having fun with me while I do these things, because I have nothing but great things to show y'all in the future, and I can't wait for it.
Okay, okay. So you would say you basically believe that you people in your community do get help and guidance though. And as I said, you've mentioned that a few times exactly. But can you give like some examples to how you give out this help or guidance to like those that are in your
So
community?
every now and then I'll scroll through Twitter DMs or Instagram DMs, and people will hit me up and ask for advice. And I've been told I'm decent at giving advice, but if we're being completely honest, sometimes I don't like giving advice because I don't want like individuals to like, what I mean, feel as though I'm telling them how to live their life. Granted, they asked for it, but I don't want to be wrong, and then they'll be like, "Yo, TK, you fucked me up," or whatever. But at the same time, I just try to give people the best advice that I can. And sometimes we'll have stream moments where I sit down and I invite people to Discord to talk about things they're going through, and I try to give them the best advice that I can, and hopefully help them and guide them through a tough situation with the best of my knowledge. Because everybody just needs a hand, even when I was coming up. There were people that looked out for me, gave me wisdom as I was growing, that helped me become the man I am today. So I just want to pass that wisdom on to the youth as they continue to grow and change, and hopefully that they can follow my lead and when they pass it on to somebody else, make the world a better place.
Okay, okay. That was sounds good. I remember even I'm sure it's even on your YouTube channel too of some of those sessions where people get on your Discords and they talk about the stuff that they go through and things and I believe you are like as you say like you're good at giving advice, but I think what's even better is you really listen to everybody and like what they're actually saying to you and stuff, and it's not like too critical of what they're going through. And I believe like that's something that everybody needs and needs to find and uh, go from there. So I was also gonna ask like, how would you say, or what advice would you give to people for who want to build up their own communities and start like or even joining one too?
As far as building communities goes, my best advice to you, regardless of how you start it, how you come about it, make sure that it's something that you're doing from genuinely inside your own heart. You want to build a community based off who you are, not who you pretend to be. Because if you build a community based off who you pretend to be, it'll never really be yours. It'll be an image of somebody else's. You feel me? You want a community that fucks with you for your genuine self. So that way, no matter what you're going through, good moments, bad moments, tough days, your community knows who you are.
Okay, okay. And what about like if you wanted to go out and join one? What would you say?
If you're interested in joining a community, you always can pop out the scum. We're very open and welcoming. But nah, usually I just say look around Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, even for places where you feel like a lot of people relate to you. You have interests that make you unique. You have things that you like to do, like to see, like to enjoy that make you who you are. And I promise you, you're not alone. So as long as you go and look out and you take that first step and you take the chance to join into something, engage with people, then you feel me, come across somebody or a group of people that have similar interests to you. And then you've done the hard work. It's just about taking that first step and reaching your hand out and saying, hey, I am so and so. I like the same things you do. You feel me?
Okay, okay. I definitely can agree and relate to that part where you said you have to join a community that relates to you. Like as I said, like how I felt like I was home is a lot of people, especially in chat, and then of course yourself, have a lot of similar interests and stuff. Whether it's like either watching anime or just like even your how you hold yourself up or you carry yourself. Like I'm a very like mellow and chill person at times, and of course like when you're with your homies, you can get all riled up and be cool because you're comfortable. But yeah, your place, like especially your streams, a lot of times can be like a nice place to like really chill out, and it's easy to just like relax and there it's very calm. A lot of times there's some chaos every now and then, but like that's fine. It's all fun and things, especially like with music or what. It just depends on what's going on at the time. But there's a lot of stuff that like I know I personally relate to, and I know a lot of other people in chat. And if anybody in Scum sees this, listens to this, no, I fuck with all of you guys. Very heavy. You guys are all like brothers to me, or brothers, sisters to me, whatever. But definitely can relate with how chill and calm we all are, and how much we have fun with each other, and how we all get to know each other in there too. But and leading on to the next thing and stuff. So, would you say you have certain like other outlooks on other communities? How do you view other communities that are on the platform or like in other platforms and things like that? And would you try to compare your community to them at times, or is it hard to not compare? How do you feel about that?
Um, I try very hard not to compare communities because everybody is their unique self and everybody's journey is their own. You get what I'm saying? So like
Yeah.
to me at least, I feel like as long as you're building something that's genuine for you, your community will be what it is. You can't worry about other people's communities because When you worry about other people's lane, you swerve out your own. You get me?
Yep.
So as long as, you know what I mean, you focus on your own community and building that, that's all that matters.
Okay. Okay. Um.
Now, oh, my fault.
Oh, you no no. You can go ahead.
Nah, it's like, as far as like communities and stuff go, there's a lot of great communities on the platform, bro. Like, I genuinely believe that, like, there's communities out there for everybody, no matter who you are. You can find a group of people that you mess with. So I think everybody's got their own community. Each community has its own attributes. So there's not necessarily a bad community on Twitch or on any platform. I just feel like it's all about finding out who you are as a person and what you enjoy the most.
Yeah, I think that's really good advice, and that's kind of lead into like the next thing. I really want to go over what you honestly believe are the benefits and downfalls of streaming as a whole, and like making content and going through that whole process.
Um, when it comes to making content, the benefits are obviously you get paid decently. You you're allowed to be free and choose the direction in life that you want to go. You also get to meet a bunch of wonderful people through the platform and people who enjoy your content. So there's that aspect of it. The downfalls is it becomes your entire life. If you're a content creator and you want to do this seriously, there's no way you can avoid it becoming your entire life. Even when I'm on my rest days or my days off, I'm thinking about what content I could do to make stream enjoyable, how I can make stream better, what YouTube videos I want to get off, what projects do I have going on for the future of streaming and stuff like that. Like just a bunch of stuff. So like it's a 24/7 job. It never stops. You never turn it off. Um, Also, you'll always be known as the person that you're portraying. That's another reason why I tell people to always be genuine with their content creation, because that image that you're portraying is you forever. Your digital footprint doesn't go away. So if you're pretending to be like this big guy who's like always in beefs with people or always in negative stuff, people are going to know you for that forever and always. You might be able to change if you're lucky, but for the most part, people will always know you as that guy who's starting something. So whenever I do get involved in stuff, I'll try to be laid back. I try to be myself, and I try to make sure that the image I'm portraying is one that, excuse me, I apologize. The image I'm portraying is one that I know if my mom saw it on the internet, she could sit there proud of me. Um, Other pros and cons, traveling, get to see the world. Even though I haven't gone a lot of places, I've gone more places than I should have because of my content creation. Um, and then yeah, that's really it. There's not too many negatives. If you love making people happy, you love making people smile, making them laugh, bringing joy into the world, then content creation might be the greatest thing for you. You feel me? But you gotta understand, with great power comes great responsibility. So now you're responsible for the way and the image that you put out into the world. And you got to remember that you're influencing others to be a certain way. So what influence, what image do you want to leave lasting on the world is what I tell people whenever they want to get into content creation. Who do you want to be? Who do you want to be known as? What do you want the people that you watch to know you as? How do you want them to operate? Because a lot of times, even in other communities, you'll see a lot of people gain ideas, viewpoints, their own like, what's the word for it? Their own unique traits from the content creators they watch. So a lot of content creators don't understand that when they get into content creation, and they act any type of way without knowing how to affect the people watching them. So when you get into content creation, that's very important to remember too. So you got other individuals who look up to you, expect great things from you, and need you to be the best version of yourself so they can also be the best version of themselves.
Okay, okay. You mentioned that streaming and making content is like a 24/7 thing. And I personally know, of course, like I have this podcast, so I'm always thinking about what I'm going to do every week and what I'm going to put out, and just in case, and looking at different kinds of new stuff, and it takes a lot of time. It puts hours in. I edit this stuff, but I also started streaming and trying to make YouTube videos and things. And I know I you see me in chat asking about like how much you pay Lyric and things. Like I wanted to personally learn how to edit and do that stuff myself because I never want to be that person to just like pay out something to somebody and tell them how I want something if I have no idea how to do it or anything.
Mm-hmm.
So I like, of course, like when I'm starting this out, I want to have that experience. So like, I know what the struggle's like. I know what it kind of feels like to like go through that process and things. So when did you realize that you had to like have somebody help you, like whether get an editor like your editor Lyric does, for you, or do other things like whoever runs like your TikTok account or whatever makes those videos or and things like that? When did you know when you needed that extra boost and help?
Recently, actually, Lyric's been working with me since maybe May 2021 or a little before that. So, from like, I think maybe like a year and a half now, he's been working with me. But honestly, the reason why I got an editor was because streaming long hours and then getting off to edit was just too much. On top of figuring out what I have to edit and planning other things. So I thought, and then when I first started editing, I was terrible at it. Like I would cut clips. I didn't know how to do transitions. Granted, I learned a little bit from Lyric here and there, but as I continued to work on it, my edits compared to Lyrics weren't as great. So what I did do was I tried my best to at least understand where he was coming from with certain edits. And then I realized that yeah, sometimes you're not going to be able to do everything yourself. And there's no problem asking for help as long as you're treating people fair and with an honest and understanding opportunity. And that's what I wanted to give to Lyric. And Lyric actually was the one who reached out to me and was like, yo, I see you do your own edits. Do you ever need an editor? I could help you out. And I was like, you know what? This is interesting. We started working together and then it took off from there. As far as for people managing my TikTok, TikTok was another thing that I was a little slow to come up on. I kind of took a little minute to get involved in TikTok. But at first it was just me, Lyric, and a few other people handling TikTok. And then once we decided that we wanted to take TikTok seriously, I went out and I got a TikTok manager that understands the algorithm, understands it better because TikTok is a very confusing platform if you don't know what you're doing on it. But I've been working with him for about a month and a half now. So working with him, I've sort of found that he's steadily growing, but like with everything else in life, it takes time. Like with my YouTube, when I first started working with Lyric, it takes time, and you see the consistency now with Lyric. But I remember when me and Lyric first started working together, and I'd get 3K views a video. Now I'm at 15, 20. So everything in due time, everything you, especially advice for people starting content creation, try not to think of it as it's going to be all up from the beginning. There's plateaus, there's changes, there's struggles and hardships that you're going to go through as a content creator, but you got to stick to the process. No matter what, you got to work through that and try and grow and develop and continue to make your content better, because once you make your content better, everything else will come along with it.
Okay, okay. Oh, just as you said, like you grow very steadily and things like that. So, how did you feel like when you first got like your first sub on Twitch or your first like 100 followers or first 100 subs to 1,000 subs, and when you hit those milestones like that, how does it feel to you personally? Does it each one feel the same way, like how when you first
Um,
started and got the first one, or
Honestly, I wish I had enjoyed those milestones a little more. You feel me? I wish I had actually like taken those milestones and enjoyed them for what they really were. Because they're, at the moment, I was so focused on continuing to grow that I didn't realize that I had hit certain milestones. And looking back, I wish I had taken a moment to really enjoy and grasp what I had accomplished, because a lot of people don't accomplish certain milestones. But I remember being a small streamer streaming off my PlayStation and getting like a 20 viewer stream and being like ecstatic because it was a great stream. And I remember when I hit 15 subs, and I remember the subs. Shout out to Amari, Ty, Zay, all of y'all, the OGs. Um, but some milestones that really like set it off for me were like my birthday of my first year streaming. I think we hit 2K subs by that point. That was insane just because I had started that year, and seeing how much I accomplished in such a short time frame really like made me realize that I could do this. Like I know I could do it, but there's always that shadow of doubt, you feel me? So to me, seeing all the love and support pouring in for me, especially going through the time that I was, because I had just recently gotten out of a breakup, it was
Hmm.
amazing. So that was a milestone that I'll never forget. My first 100K on Twitch, that was insane. There's a lot of milestones, but the most important ones were the 2020, my birthday, when people really showed me how much they love and care for me and they enjoy what I do.
So, what is your next milestone like that you're aiming for to reach? And do you have any
Um,
plans for when you reach it?
right now, what I'm trying to do, there's a lot of goals I have right currently, but what I want to get done at least right now as it stands is I want to accomplish concurrently averaging 3K viewers, as well as hitting 500,000 on YouTube, and also even getting to 5K subs on Twitch. Those are milestones I want to reach this year, like concurrently without like a dip in numbers. And I'm working towards them. And when I do hit those milestones, I'm going to do what I always do and celebrate with the people who support me, show me love, and who enjoy my content, because those are the people who help me get to where I'm at currently.
Of course, and I'll be there, right there with y'all and stuff. But for the last thing, really, is do you have any like last minute like tips or like word of advice to anybody who like either wants to join or start a community or start streaming and making content and
Word of
all of that
advice to
stuff for the
anybody:
sort? Yeah,
everybody treats it as a hobby until you make it, and then it's your job. So no matter what people say to you, no matter what they tell you, no matter how they try to tell you, oh, well, you should be doing this because this might not hit, it's cool. Nobody believes. It's always impossible until you do it. But that's what dreams are. Dreams are supposed to be scary. Dreams are supposed to be big. Dreams are supposed to make you nervous, because if you're not dreaming big and they don't make you nervous, then you're not dreaming at all. You get what I'm saying? So continue to chase your goals, your aspirations, and don't ever think that something's too big to obtain. You can be as big as you want in this world. You'll never be bigger than it, but you can be as big as you want. And you should be able to see that from the people around you doing it. The big people, Kai, Agent, Rage, all those people, they all started exactly where you were. Everybody just started with a dream one day. It was all an idea in the beginning. So as long as you have an idea, push towards it, do what you need to, take your chances, and just love it and enjoy the journey, because I promise you, that's the best part about it.
okay. Well, thank you for coming on. I really appreciate it so much. Like, you don't understand how
Absolutely,
much like
absolutely,
it
man.
means a lot to me and everything. Where can everybody listening find you at in case?
Said in the beginning, ScumTk on all platforms. YouTube, Twitch, TikTok is ScumTk highlights. Go ahead, show me some love. I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to speak with you, man. This is
Oh,
great. I
no
enjoy it.
problem.
I apologize for my lateness, bro. I gotta listen, man. I'll be busy, but I'm glad that I took the time to talk to you. You feel me? And hopefully that people listen to this, give it a chance. Hey, go subscribe to his podcast, show him some love, because you never know, man. He might be the one to change your mind about something.
Thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. It's all love from here. Uh, I love and appreciate being in your community and being a part of Scum and everything. So thank you Thank you for taking the time out your day. I know how busy you are and how it can get. So I just want you to know I really appreciate it, man. So enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.
Of course, I
Again, thank you for your
appreciate
time.
you, man. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right. And that wraps up pretty much the first interview that we had on this podcast so far. As I want to say, I just want to thank TK for coming on, and it's really important to me, and it actually means a lot having somebody who you spend a lot of time supporting and being able to join a community that they would come on and want to support you as well. So it's always a pleasure, and as I said, I love being a part of that community as a whole, and as I said, it's like it makes streaming can make impacts on people as like we you hear from the interview and stuff. Even if you go back and listen to certain parts, like being a streamer can just especially depending on who you are and all of that, it can put a real impact on your life. And I'm sure many streamers have impacted so many people, and there's so much good that can come from it. And especially when you just want to escape or be entertained and things like that. And I believe the whole streaming communities and how streaming gets done and the technology revolving around streaming is going to grow. And I probably do a separate episode just on based on the principles of streaming and things like that, of course. But I just want to say thank you again for him joining and being there to be the first person interviewed on the podcast and stuff. As I said, I just want to thank everybody who does support week through week. Please like, subscribe, share, comment. Let me know your inputs and stuff, and just just chat around. Let me know how you guys like the episode, how you like the interview. Go follow TK and all his socials. It's at ScumTk, as he said. And don't forget to look in the description. My socials are down there too. And can't wait to see you guys next week. Peace.